Hi, come on in. Hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend. We are here Sunday. Remember, we are back on Sunday for our weekly guidance. Give you guys a few minutes to find me. If you're catching this on replay, let me know that you watched it on replay. Give these cards a good shuffle because we need them after this eclipse season. We've made it. Remember last week I was like, oh my God, definitely got more sleep this week than last. So grateful for that. That energy is lifting into that eclipse energy, that final eclipse energy. We love that for everyone. Come on in and say hello. Oh, there we go. The comments are coming now. Oh my goodness. I'm excited to see what is in store for this coming week, this final full week of September. Where did that go? Right? Actually, you know what else is crazy? If you guys have been following me for some time, this time last year, it was a year, on Tuesday, Becky started her 12-month series. Remember I was saying how she's doing a series of 3 surgeries within a 12-month period. We are doing her last surgery Thursday. Like, how wild is that? I cannot believe the year has come and gone. So as always, we will take your kind thoughts and prayers. Keep her in. This is definitely going to be the lesser of the 3. So we are grateful for that. What a kid. What an amazing person. So always thank you for the prayers, the kind words, the check-ins. We have the best community here at Divinely Connected. Love that. What else do we have to talk? We did the Messages from Spirit last week, online experience. The next one is going to be in December. The date isn't posted yet. When it is, I will let you know. October 22nd, we are doing Intro to Oracle. So if you want to learn how to use these bad boys, that is an online class as well. Replays always available. So if you're not able to catch the live class at 7 p.m. on October 22nd, you will definitely still have all the content in community group. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. And December 4th, I'm in Sydney, Nova Scotia for Messages from Spirit. That's already over 50% sold. So if you are wanting to come out on December 4th in Sydney, Nova Scotia, you should head over to my website, angelamaclellan.com, and grab those tickets because they are going. And yeah, so let's see what this week has in store for us. Really loving this kind of like more grounded energy. I know last week, it was like really in that, we had the full moon eclipse and then like a week of just like broken sleep and irritability. And it seemed like we're on the other side of that hump coming into this week. So I'm really interested to see. It already feels more grounded to me. So I'm grateful for that. Clarity's coming in. Remember, it's also crazy at how fast we forget certain things, right? Like think of May, June energy. Like it was like we couldn't even see a foot in front of us. We didn't know what was happening, what was going on. We didn't even know what we would want to manifest or work towards, right? And so I think because things can come in such a subtle way, it's very easy for us to like overlook and forget, right? And so reflection is a wonderful teacher. Don't forget to reflect along your way. Okay, because so much happens, and I think there's a tendency of wanting for the bigger, right? I need the big changes that we're overlooking the small changes, right? And so take that moment, take that time to sit in stillness, to kind of reflect, to go over even this year. And it's actually a really helpful little hack is to go look at your calendar or your calendar in your phone and just be like, what was I doing in March? What was I doing in April? Right? And so it kind of jogs your memory so that you're able to see, just how much things are changing, right? And how it's getting, we're chugging along, because we were at such a standstill. And so I think that's going to be really helpful as we continue forward through this last quarter of the 2025. Yeah, there's the wheel card. The new beginnings are plentiful. Abundance is plentiful, guys. You want to make sure you're adjusting out of that scarcity mindset that was really 2024, very much first half of 2025, softening up as we move away from that. One of my favorite affirmations, go-to sentences I keep in my back pocket is abundance flows freely to me always in always, right? So it's constantly flowing to me. Good things are constantly flowing to me. Abundance is constantly flowing to me. Whatever it is that I need, positive abundance, right? And so money, happiness, joy, connection, opportunity, love, right? Abundance is always flowing abundance flows freely to me always in always, right? And so it's just a really great one reminder, go-to statement when you're thinking a negative thought. And listen, thought patterns are just habits, right? And so if you are someone who leans more towards a negative thought pattern, that is learned behavior. You're able to shift that, right? You are in power. We have to remind ourselves that we are the creators of our lives, right? We get to dictate the experience that we're having. Yes, some things in our life are set. We're navigating an obstacle course, right? But our perception and our view and the lenses that we look through totally color our experience. So if you're going to look for good, you're going to find it. And if you're going to look for hard and negative and suffering, you're going to find it, right? And so we could be on the same obstacle course having completely different experiences because of the way that we choose to view our life. And so if you are not liking the feeling of your life, guess what? You are empowered to change that. And when you change your thoughts, you change your life. And we have to remember that so that we know we are accountable for our life experience. Yes, there are some pillars in our experience that we cannot change. Yes, bills need to be paid. You know, we may not be able to move where we're at right now, but you have the power to start shifting and changing on a smaller level that will manifest and expand. But if you don't start with that belief that it's happening and it's coming in and that you're worthy of it and that you're deserving of it and that you are persistent and consistent, then of course it's not going to happen. You know what I mean? So just remember that you have the power to change your story and your experience at any given moment, okay? This wheel card is indicating that there are big strides coming in, okay? So big strides coming in that as this eclipse is kind of clearing out this stagnant energy, you may have found your some stuff coming up this week and you're just like, why am I thinking this? Eclipse. That is what happens, right? And so it's clearing it out for a reason, to make room for this very purposeful new beginning coming in. A fresh new start, end of delays, sudden or unexpected progress, a very positive change in your life, okay? For some, this is new opportunities, new love. For some, it's new experience. For some, it's new material belongings, new cars, new homes. Maybe we're going to travel. Maybe we're going to get a promotion. It's happening. It's momentum. It's movement forward. So we're really excited about it. What is interesting is that little pep talk that Spirit had me give to you is about, it's how you see it. Your life is how is dictated by the lenses that you're looking through. That is for this experience, okay? How many times have I talked, or I've been talking to clients or students who I'm mentoring, and they're manifesting, and there it is. They received their blessing, but that's not that one. I don't want that job. Right? I'm like, does that job pay your bills? Well, that is the job we take for now, because everything that is meant for you is coming in perfect divine timing. Sometimes there's a stepping stone experience, right? A stepping stone relationship, a stepping stone job, a stepping stone living arrangements. Sometimes there is a process to it. And it is important for us to understand that, right? How many times were we hell-bent on something, we wanted it and we wanted it and we wanted it, and we didn't get it, and we had our tantrum about it, and a year later, or maybe sooner, you think, thank God I didn't get that, right? We don't always know what's best for us. We are a little unstable, right? So it is kind of important for you to have this balance and understanding that what is yours is coming in perfect divine timing, right? Your job is to stay open and keep working towards it. And if your brain is telling you you're not good enough, good things don't happen to you, you're constantly overlooked, your brain is a liar, right? You can choose not to listen to those thoughts. And I think that that is so important, right? We think thousands of thoughts a day. They're not all great and they're definitely not all true. And I think that's important to be able to understand that, right? Just because we're hearing it, doesn't mean that it's aligned with your truth. Okay. You are the soul. Thank you. I have Labradoodles and I was like, this looks like Jackie. You are the soul that is witnessing those thought patterns that your brain is making up, right? Every shortcoming that you have, somebody told you that. You look at babies, look at children, right? They just accept and they see and they're in the present moment and they're just full of love, right? They're not going, look at my cankles, or my shirt doesn't match my pants, right? They're not. Everything that we judge ourselves on is learned behavior, okay? So you can learn new behaviors. You can learn new thought patterns. And that reminds you of the power that you hold, right? And so as you're going into these new beginnings, we want to see them as blessings. We want to understand that this is happening because it's meant to happen. For some, it may be end game goals. You may be hitting the big time manifestations. For some, it's stepping stones. It's moving to that next step. It's getting us from here to there to the next step, preparing us for what we need to know the next. Every single experience and every single season and every year that you are alive, it is giving you what you need to prepare for the next version of you. Stop trying to skip steps, okay? When you see, and I know that we have witnessed people skipping steps or pushing through or abandoning their intuition and what they feel because their ego is ramming them forward. I see, on social media or in town, you just kind of see people and it makes me so nervous because I'm like, you're going like a mile a minute. You're going to crash and burn, like slow down. But the ego is fierce, right? The ego is either making you go way too fast and out of control, or it's preventing you from moving at all. We're looking for some of that self-awareness so we can say, what parts am I playing? Is that true? Do I really believe that? Do I have to change my mindset? Is it actually me that's in my own way, right? Because we do that. Our beliefs, our conditioning will prevent us from, our fears or our insecurities will prevent us from asking for help, going for that next awesome thing, putting ourselves out in a new way, taking that class that we want to take, learning how to play the piano, right? Whatever it is for you, right? Ask yourself, lean into it. We can be so accepting to these fleeting thoughts, right? That we're just like, oh, I just don't do that. Or I don't like that. Really? Or did you not like that when you were 10? And now that's the tone, right? At 60, we're still not eating apples because when I was 10, they tasted gross. Or maybe we had a fear of public speaking in our school ages, but now we're full-blown adults. Don't let that experience hold you back. You're able to navigate any experience, and even if you fumble, you can roll with the punches, right? Dust yourself off and keep going. And I think that that's important because this seems significant that they're bringing so much prep around it and foundation around it, being like, this is good, we want this is coming in, this is amazing opportunity, there's excitement around this, but you may have all kinds of feelings about it, okay? And so giving you that strength and that capability, reminding you how strong and powerful you truly are to be able to walk this new direction and this new path, okay? Be bold and ambitious, taking the next steps. Because this is it. Ooh, okay, I just got the chills. That makes sense. So be bold, ambitious. A lot of the strength card, again, a lot of the reassurance, a lot of this sense of wanting to give you that foundation, give you that pep talk to go for it, is because oftentimes when we're on the cusp of miracles, or we're on the cusp of our big achievements, and we're on the cusp of receiving, it is frightening. Right? It is frightening. We as humans, we are hardwired to survive. We are hardwired to suffer and expand and continue. Happiness in receiving and achieving and owning your achievements is a skill. It's a skill that is learned, right? And so human nature, because we are animals, because we have instinct, we are survivors, right? It's the receiving, it's the accomplishing, it's reaching the top that is frightening, right? Understanding that you're not alone in that. Oftentimes people go, oh my God, what's wrong with me? Let me sabotage and total spiral out. So why they're saying this is because this is a big time shift and change that you're about to receive. This is good news coming in, major strides coming in. You're ready. And you're able and you're capable. And it's okay to have some doubt, but then tell that doubt to shut up. Right? Tell that doubt to shut up. We're not listening to that nonsense, okay? Because there's a magician card. Magic is alive in your life. What you need to manifest, what you need to succeed will manifest. So everything that you need is coming to you, okay? There's the success card showing you that you got this, showing you that you're able and capable and that there's good things. There's something that is coming in that we're really wanting, especially timeline. For some, there's like pressure coming in this week that we're either wanting like the timeline to align, right? So like, oh, we have to have this and this and this so we get the signature in time. Or my passport has to come in because I got a flight booked on Friday. Or, I'm hoping that my whatever kicks in time. Whatever it is that's coming in this week that has a timeline pressure to it, they are bringing through a lot of positivity around that, okay? There's news of exciting opportunities. So again, we are like living out loud. That is going to be the theme from now through to the beginning or the end of November. Okay, living out loud, doing stuff, getting up. You may even have noticed that you may have been recognizing that you're a little bit more productive lately, or you find yourself a little bit more energetic lately. Like maybe, by the time supper hits, you're just like waiting to bedtime. And then all of a sudden it's like 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock. Or there's a little bit more of this energy that's serving you. What I think we're going to recognize over the next 6 months is how insane the last 5 years have been on our system. Right? You're not lazy. You're overwhelmed. You're not lazy. You're not zoning out because you're dissociating. There's so much that is happening that does not meet the eyes. Right? There's so much that's happening on all levels that you are reacting to without knowing. And so by this kind of upswing that I'm feeling, and so what did we say a couple of months ago? Whether it was August or September, it was kind of like, ooh, inspiration's coming back. Ooh, motivation's coming back. Ooh, creativity's coming back. We're feeling it, right? So now adding to that list, it's like, ooh, energy is coming back. There's a little bit more pep in our step. And I can feel your mind in conflict with that because nothing really changed yet, right? Like for some, you may be like, oh, but, all that stuff that's in the media, nothing has changed. It looks like it's getting worse. But the energy has changed. And I think that's important that your experience is your experience. And so it's better to just kind of go, what's my experience? What is it that I need to learn? What am I working on? Right? And so keeping that in mind, because, you know, all of a sudden my life feels like it was like there was a dam in the way, and it was like we weren't getting anywhere, but there's all this kind of resistance, and all of a sudden there's flow. And all of a sudden, things that we have been wanting or talking about for, you know, 5, 6, 7 years are now it's the time, and divine timings line up, and we're getting going. And things that may not have had time, right, to focus on or to pour into, you know, since 4 or 5 years ago, now it's coming back and we're back. So there's so much that's happening without anything happening just yet as well. And again, Spirit urging you to reflect on that. Taking time to sit through this year. Look, we're only to the end of September. We're moving almost into October. Let's go over the last 10 months. Because so much has happened inside of you that needs a little bit catch up. Okay? And that's going to be very helpful, because it is going to help you see a bit of direction. It's kind of like that saying of like, you can't see where you're going without knowing where you came from. And that's really wanting us to go, okay, what did this year bring in? And how can I use that into this last quarter? Okay. There is a little bit of a letdown, like a disappointment or a letdown, that's coming in. It's definitely a blessing in disguise. It's just not what you expected that was going to happen. And this feels more like towards the end of the week, potentially even the beginning of next week. But there's this feeling of kind of like, well, geez, that's not what I was banking on. That wasn't it's not a devastation, right? It's not a bottom out. It's just oh shit, that's not what I was expecting. That's not what I was planning for. There's something like, maybe it's a broken plan. Maybe somebody had to back out on a trip. Maybe, we were going to the concert, but the artist canceled. It's like that, right? Sucks, feel your feelings. But just kind of keep this in mind. Situations and experiences happen like that. And it's very much an opportunity to practice what you have learned. And you could take your disappointment and you can go, of course, God's punishing me, right? God's punishing me. Nothing good happens to me. Of course, I was looking forward to that. That's what I get for being happy and looking forward to something, right? That is not helpful nor accurate, and we need to stop that. You have to understand that the universe is always listening, okay? And the universe is very literal. You want to ask something of your divine team, you're pulling cards and you want to ask a question, you want to manifest, you better be direct and straightforward, right? Because the universe does not pick up sarcasm. It does not understand the negatives, meaning the don'ts. If you say, I don't want a cheating boyfriend, the universe hears, I want a cheating boyfriend. So anything that you're saying, instead of saying, I don't want a cheating boyfriend, you have to say, I want a loyal, loving partner, right? Say what you mean. And that is a valuable lesson to then bring into your everyday life. Because there is a lot of time and energy with this wishy-washy speech, so many adults are walking around who can't even let themselves admit what they want, let alone ask for it or make plans in actionable steps to move towards it, right? So you need to be literal. You need to let yourself and let your mind go there. So when the disappointment comes in, that sucks. I'm disappointed. You're still a good person. Good things still happen to you. There's always a reason. If you look for a silver lining, we will find it. The universe, your experience is always working for you, not against you. So if something comes in, it's still working, and it's a cancel or it's a disappointment or it's not what you have wanted, it's still working for you, right? It's just not what you anticipated or what you wanted, and that's okay. We are flawed, blind beings, right? We don't get to see, we can't see what's coming. Our divine team, your loved ones, your angels, your archangels, your ancestors, they see the whole picture. They know what was, they know everything that's coming in. All we can see, and even on the good day, we can't even see what's right in front of us, right? And so this may have to be a no, because there's a real big hell yeah around the corner. But unless we're going to let ourselves expand and roll with it, we're never going to get to it. If we're going to stand here and that's it, we're pouting and that's it. My belief is now nothing ever good happens to me. That's what your life experience is going to be, right? Everything that is yours is coming in for you in perfect divine timing. Okay? And so wanting to have that patience and have that trust. Understand that it may not be what you want, but it is what is for your highest good, right? And I really think that it's so important for us to remind ourselves this. And you have to understand that situations and experiences and energies that we are around affect us. It affects our mentality. I absolutely lean more optimistic as a person. Just always was, right? I also talk about this shit every day. Do I find myself in a rush? Do I find myself making my life difficult when it doesn't need to be, getting in my own way, preventing myself from receiving my dreams? Absolutely. I'm horrible. Oh, yeah, horrible. I'm human, right? It is so important. Everybody does. It's just getting into the habit of going, let me go in reflection, let me go in self-awareness. And then I laugh so much because it can be so subtle. And if you're around someone who's a Debbie Downer, you can't help yourself but take on their energy. And if you're in a situation and it's just the energy is being sucked out of the room, of course, right? Of course that's going to affect you. If the moon is doing what the moon does and these eclipses are doing and the planets are doing whatever, that affects you. It's not about you being perfect, right? It's not. Nobody is. Nobody is perfectly optimistic, right? It is a learned habit. So when you find yourself out of alignment, you have the power to bring yourself back into alignment. Focus on habits that raise your vibration, right? Drink your water, move your body, touch grass, get outside, listen to upbeat music, dance in the kitchen, listen to a comedy, hug your puppies, like whatever brings you joy, raises your vibration, turns out your day. The other day I was wretched. It was like, I got the kids to school and it's just like, I couldn't even believe the bad, like I was in such a bad mood. So I went to, it was like Louise Hay's 101 positive thoughts. And I just put it on and I let the positive thoughts hit me until I was not cranky anymore. It's not about being perfect and not having these experiences. You are human, right? It's knowing what to do to go, oh, I'm not going to let this bad mood at 8 a.m. ruin my entire day. I'm taking my power back. I'm turning my day around. And it did. And I had a lovely day, right? You have to understand that, yes, there are parts of this life experience that we don't have control over, but that it's so important that you remember that you have control over your life, your experience in this life. There's always a way. If you feel stuck, there's always a way. Look for the crack. Make the plan. It's not going to be instant gratification. Nothing is. Nothing is. We want everything and we want it like yesterday, right? And the truth is, most of you are not ready for it yet. That's why you don't have it. You're not ready for it. And so we have to remind ourselves that, okay? That we can plan and we will work towards it. And when it's meant to be, when it's for our highest good, when we're ready to receive it, when we have the foundation to have it, boom, it comes back and we're ready. And so you have to remind yourself that on the day to day, we all fluctuate, right? Knowing what to do, using your tools, use your spiritual hygiene, do your tips and tricks to make you feel better. You're in control of that experience. Thank you guys. Listen, I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I'll be back next Sunday. I almost said Monday. Next Sunday with your weekly guidance. And keep Becky in your prayers for Thursday. Thank you. Have a wonderful week, everyone.